Welcome back, everybody. So, I'm going to wait for some viewers to come on, and then we're going to officially start the show. Everyone that is coming in, welcome back to hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Team Bring It, Mr. C-Dog Collins. He will be joining me later in the show. But I just want to say I am thrilled to be back on Facebook.com. Yes, because I'm serious. Like, look here. Even though we had to move to another, format, I still miss doing this shit with you guys. I mean, the live interaction, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same versus, was that free conference HD.com. I mean, it does have its features, but it's not the same like interacting with you guys, and I love doing it. So you probably asking like, why are we here? I thought we were not coming back on Facebook. Well, I've been doing some testing on my Facebook page for the last couple weeks, and it seems like, I think I needed a faster internet because for some reason my podcast kept dropping. So I needed to upgrade my speed a little bit, and it seems like it's doing fine now. However, some of the shows we will be doing on doing free conference HD.com with our special guests or whatever, but what we're going to be doing is like probably every other week, we're probably going to come on here and we're going to have our show with me and Matt. Okay. So like I said, I'm hyped for the show tonight. Episode 63. We have a lot to talk about. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at Heels for Life. Wrestling Podcast on Instagram.com. Also, you can follow us on YouTube.com as well. Hashtag Heels for Life as well. Also, we are going to be doing fan reaction. We are going to get a couple of callers. So we're probably not going to get as many calls as we used to in the past, because first, I got a 2-hour span, so that's why I say I'm kind of rush through this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I want to get everybody in tune of what's going on, because there's a lot of information. I might miss some things, so if I do, I need you guys to let me know if I'm missing a few things. But yeah, it's gonna be an exciting show. I mean, I got a lot of shit lined up for you guys, so. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, anything that you guys want to talk about, if anything that we haven't talked about on the podcast, if you want to talk about it on here, please let me know. All right, so I am almost done sharing the podcast around, and like I said, I want you guys to share this podcast. Like I said, the more interaction, the better the show would be. But yes, I'm so happy to see each and every one of you guys. I really want to talk about some of the topics that I pretty much came up with tonight. A lot of my friends have been asking me, like, Chris, saying, I hope you are prepared to talk a lot tonight, because there's a lot to cover, and they are right. Yes, because when I looked at my whole agenda for this evening, oh my goodness, I got a lot to talk about with you guys. Let me see. I think that's it for the sharing on my part. I think I'll probably get back to this a little bit later. Oh, wait a minute. I got one more. Let me see. Okay, I got this. Got that. All right. Okay. Okay, I think... All right, wait, I actually got some more shit. Shout out to one of my favorite groups, Yes, I Like Wrestling. Shout out to the wrestling community. Shout out to real wrestling fans. Shout out to NWX. Shout out to let me see, WWE Unlimited Wrestling. Hopefully I got your names right. I'm really bad with names. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I think we got about 5 people in here, so a lot of people are still pouring in or whatever, and that's cool. We'll just, wait for like maybe a few more minutes, whatever. So, so what do you guys want to talk about this evening? Yes, Dave, how you doing? Yes, I know it's been a long time. I was discussing with everybody that it's been a while since we've been on Facebook Live, and hopefully, Facebook won't be fucking up because like I know that they got new rules and regulations and shit. And they're trying to be another Tumblr. You can't cuss, you can't show your nipples, and all that other crap. Like, I mean, for real, I'm not trying to be what's his name, Howard Stern. I'm definitely not trying to be that. But I'd be damned if I have a social media site that sit up here and censor every goddamn word that I have to say just because I'm black and fat and with no money. So, we're not gonna do that this evening. Okay. Matter of fact, let me cut this off real quick because I forgot I had my Bluetooth thing, my surround sound on. Okay. All right. So the first item that we're going to talk about this evening, that I want to talk about this evening, is Raw. Let's talk about Raw. He basically, what the fuck happened? Oh, okay. So anyway, Braun Strowman came out and he basically was calling out Brock Lesnar, and then the former GM Baron Corbin came out, waste little time like provoking the Monster Among Men Braun Strowman. Talk about he's incapable of beating Brock Lesnar. He might got a point because every time Braun Strowman has faced Brock Lesnar, it's always been Brock Lesnar. So after their insults back and forth, whatever, Braun Strowman chased Baron Corbin backstage. The CM brothers basically got beat the fuck up, and then Elias, the camera turned to Elias, and Elias said, "Hey, your boy is in that limousine." Now, before the show came on, Vince McMahon actually came out the limousine. And then, then we move on to the Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin backstage, thing or whatever. So then, after Elias said, "Hey, there's what's the name in the car," Baron Corbin is in the car. Then he spotted Baron Corbin, and then he got a metal pipe and broke the window. Now, remind you, this limo that he vandalized, it was Vince McMahon's car. And then on top of that, he broke the door. So then Vince McMahon, then the camera turns to the right, and then Vince McMahon is like, and then they come to commercial break. So then after they come back from break, Vince McMahon, because of Braun Strowman's actions, Braun Strowman not only would not be at the Royal Rumble, but he's been stripped of his #1 contendership for the Universal Championship. So then, of course, they had to, the WWE got to show that, that Braun Strowman is Superman of the WWE. So he basically flipped over the limousine, nothing to write home about, basically. So, that whole segment was trash. Now, people are asking like why Strowman was stripped of his #1 contendership. So the reason why is because, first of all, he's still injured, and he's probably going to be sidelined until probably the Elimination Chamber. So that's why we have a new #1 contender. So we'll get into that in a little bit, okay? So then the next thing that the next segment was Ronda Rousey, Sasha Banks, Nia Jackson, Tamina Snuka. So this match was, it was okay. I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but Banks and Ronda did defeat Snuka and Jax. Now, it's what happened after the match that was kind of it was hilarious to me, because first it went from friendly, and then it just escalated into, "Bitch, what the fuck? How the fuck? Really? You gonna sit up here, you gonna shade the fuck out of me?" Like that type of shit. And And Sasha was like, she was going off, and then Ronda. I hate when Ronda do this shit, even though she is a face. I mean, she was basically like saying, look, I'm trying to be nice, but then she was trying to put on that niceness shit, and then at the same time she was shading the fuck out of Sasha, which was hilarious. Because, she's trying to, be nice, but then, she's shading the fuck out of her. She just basically said, hey, I like you. I mean, I think you're a great wrestler, but at the Royal Rumble, I'm going to make you tap out. And then Sasha, she came back with the, hey, I like you too, but at the same time, bitch, I'm gonna show you how to lose with class and decency. I'm like, oh my God. That's life. But, I'm excited for that match at the Royal Rumble. But one thing, while we on this subject, Sasha Banks said some things that I really just did not agree with. She went on social media and she basically said that, I don't know what site she did this on, either on Twitter or Instagram, I don't know. But someone forwarded this to me and she said that she is better than every male, almost every male on the roster. Sasha Banks, sweetie, let me tell you something about yourself. Okay, you might be good at what you do, but at the same time, you say that you better than every man on a roster. I think that's a little bit far-fetched. Because every time I turn around, you are botching. You are in botching mania. Bitch, you botch worse than Nikki Bella. No. Well, she botched too, especially her breast. No, she botches more than Brie Bella. And we already know that is bot city right there. So, but yeah, Sasha, girl, stop now. Shut up. Anyway, let's move on. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was the Revival. Luchador Party, or Lucha House Party versus the Revival. So, I did not watch this match. I did not care for this match. We have seen this match for the last 4 weeks. And I'm over this. So, even though the Revival did beat Lucha House Party, it still does not excuse the fact that the Revival is one of the best tag teams to come from NXT. And I have said this on more than one occasion, that the WWE do not know how to utilize NXT call-ups. Now, people want to tell me that I need to wait, I need to be patient, blah, blah, blah. Honey, I've been patient for the last 2 years, 3 years, ever since the NXT call-ups has been going on in the WWE. So, I am tired of being patient because the same thing happens over and over and over. There's only probably been about maybe 1 or 2, maybe even 3 stars that have made it from NXT to the main roster and actually was successful. And one of them is Charlotte Flair. And the reason why she was successful is because her last name is Flair. She do got talent, don't get me wrong. She has talent, but her last name is Flair, which comes with some perks. Okay. And if you don't believe, and you want to argue with this, let's argue. Let's have this conversation. But unfortunately, I don't have time for that. But you can leave it in the comments and I will respond to you. All right. So, the Revival said on social media that they have been asking to be released from the WWE. Now, there's also rumors that it's a possibility that the Revival is released, which the WWE is going to do everything in their power to keep the Revival in the WWE. It's going to be very interesting because basically, if this is true, then what Vince is going to do, he's going to do the same thing that he did to Neville, which is he's going to let them sit on their contract until the contract runs out. Is this shit petty? Of course it is. This is Vince. Vince do not want none of his wrestlers going to AEW because he do not want his competition to grow. So that is why. And it's that thing called cop blocking that Vince McMahon loves to do so much. But you have those wrestling fans that sit back and say that, oh, I'm bitching for no apparent reason. No, honey, this is actually real life. that we are talking about. Vince cop blocks, and he's doing the same thing with this one. But you know what? I'm not even done with that one. We're only talking about the revival, honey. We're gonna be talking about more stars after this during this podcast. So just remember, the revival is one of them that asks for their contracts to be released. But we're gonna go on to the next one. The next thing, let's see. Vince McMahon addresses the Universal Championship. So, first, John Cena comes out with that Dennis the Menace haircut. He comes out talking about ruthless aggression. He have heard the same thing over and over again from wrestlers talking about he's trash, he's stale. And you know what? This is all true. I mean, he is fucking trash. And he is stale. The man got like fucking 50 different t-shirts, and all of them are ugly. All of them look like fucking Fruity Pebbles. I mean, seriously. I mean, damn, every time I look at John Cena t-shirts, I'm hungry for Captain Crunch. Dead ass. But anyway, let's move on. John Cena came out, did his shit. Then Drew McIntyre came out, took exception, said that to Vince that he knows what ruthless aggression is, especially after what he's been doing to countless superstars over the last couple of weeks. Baron Corbin came out. I do not know why Baron Corbin came out with that little ass vest, looking like he is suffocating, like his nipples is suffocating. But whatever. He came out, he was talking about that he needs a championship opportunity. Nigga, you had a fucking GM opportunity and you failed in that one. Motherfucker, you had an opportunity at Money in the Bank, you failed in that one. So what makes you fucking think that you need a Universal Championship match? Let's argue. Anyway, the next person, the final person that came out was Finn Balor. So he said, basically, shaded the hell out of Vince McMahon, said that after Vince McMahon basically said that, hey, you know, he got all this meat in the ring. Or no, actually, that was before that. But anyway, Finn Balor said that Vince McMahon always doubted him. And Vince McMahon has said on numerous occasions that, you know, Finn Balor, the reason why he's not being pushed is because he's bland, quote unquote. So that's what prompted Finn to say that, okay, well, Vince has doubted him, and then Vince said, well, all this meat in the ring, I actually thought that was a gay joke, but whatever. So he said, well, since, I mean, you're going to have to prove yourself. So then the next thing you know, they all break out in a fight, and then, you know, Drew McIntyre was the last person standing, and then they announced the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal Championship #1 contendership. The actual segment was actually pretty good. It pretty much got us pumped up for the main event. So I was happy to actually see it. Hold on, somebody just sent me a picture. Hold on one second. I think Matt just sent me a picture. I actually can't look at. Wait a minute. Hold on, everybody. Let me take a look at this real quick. Okay, all right. He just sent me an invite. Anyway, so let's see. Okay, all right. So during the whole entire like evening, you could tell that they were pushing Finn Balor, and I mean we could go over a lot of scenarios of why like Finn Balor is getting this mysterious push. Now, remind you, ever since Finn Balor came back from injury, no one gave a damn about Finn Balor at all. And then here comes AEW. AEW has already stated that they are coming after WWE talent. If they can find a way to sign them, they are. And you know, hey, I mean, what they say, business is business. I mean, hey, I mean, when it comes to like signing talent, I mean, hey, there is no There are no friends, there's only enemies. And anybody want to sit back and say that, oh, well, you know, AEW is not out to compete. Come on now. They already said on social media that they are after WWE talent. And I would be doing the same thing too, because that is the type of person I am. I want the best talent. I'm not trying to get no whack ass talent. And like I said, the WWE got some talent that is being underutilized. And I would go after them if I was, you know, AEW. And that's what they're doing. So, and then there was some debuts. There was Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross debuted. And one thing about Nikki Cross, I don't really know too much about her because I didn't really watch her in NXT. But, you know, I heard that she was hot. She was like, you know, she's worthy of going to the main roster. However, if you paid attention to that match, she didn't really get a pop. Yeah, she didn't really get a pop. The whole like match with Nikki Cross, Natalya, Bayley, and the Riot Squad, that match was quiet as shit. And I'm just like sitting up here, I'm like, okay, I'm just ready for this match to be over. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. And if anybody even cared, Bayley, Natalya, and Cross actually defeated the Riot Squad. So then there was a segment with Jinder Mahal sucking up to the boss or whatever. He basically, he said, well, you know, I'm the great... Jinder Mahal said this comment, and this shit was hilarious. I mean, this is coming from a jobber that used to be WWE champion, which I'm really trying to figure out how and why and when and anyway. So, Jinder Mahal basically said to Vince McMahon that I am the greatest WWE champion ever. I'm gonna say that shit again. Jinder Mahal came out of his damn mouth and said that he was the greatest WWE champion ever. Ever. So, I do not know how, but he did make his case, and Vince said that any of the participants in the Fatal 4-Way, he can pick from. And of course he picked Finn Balor because he's like the weakest among all four of them. So then it was Finn Balor versus Jinder Mahal. It was an okay match. It lasted for probably like maybe about 8 minutes or so. But Finn Balor did beat Mahal. It was a good match. He did beat, I mean, like, I'm not going to even lie to you. Like, majority of the match, Mahal really got the best of Finn Balor. But, you know, it still wasn't enough to beat, it wasn't enough to beat Balor, but, I mean, like, he did, it was an okay match. It was short, but it was cool. Though, another thing that I've noticed is, they treat Balor like Roman Reigns. This shit was hilarious. And the reason why I say this is because Finn Balor actually did double duty. That's how you know somebody's going to get pushed. Especially when, like, you know, with Roman Reigns, when he was there, like, this man was doing double duty on some nights. Seth Rollins was doing the same thing. That's why I was like, okay, I know what they're doing. They're actually going to push this man. And this man is going to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. And we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was, oh my God, everybody, this is going to be freaking interesting. The triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. You got Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, and Dean Ambrose. God, I don't know how to even talk about this shit because I did not see this coming. I told everybody that I did not see this coming at all. People thought I was actually crazy for saying this, but I did not see Bobby Lashley actually coming out with the not the Universal Championship, but with the Intercontinental Championship. So there were all three of them hated each other, like literally. You had Seth that hated Dean, Bobby hate Dean. So all three of them basically had some beef with each other, right? So, and then also Seth Rollins is also in a current feud with Bobby Lashley. So Bobby Lashley, like I said, this new attitude that he has is really giving me life. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's giving me a lot of life, and I see great things happen with Bobby Lashley. Now, how he debuted, was it trash? Of course it was. It was trash. I didn't like it whatsoever, but going into the new year, like this new attitude him and Leo Rush has, like, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it. Let's see what happens. And like I said, it didn't take long, but Bobby Lashley, like, literally, like, he came in there, he fought, he dominated, and he is now your new Intercontinental Champion. Now, with Dean Ambrose, I'm going to tell you this. Dean Ambrose, I think his whole heel turn is trash. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. His whole heel turn is trash. And then, you know, this was something that I talked about in my group in Wrestling Commentator Central, that I think Dean Ambrose do not want to be there. I think he is there for the money. I've seen on TV, it's some things that you can see on TV, like their whole body language. Maybe it's just me, but I've been watching wrestling for a very long time, and I could just tell you that it's just like Dean's body language, it wasn't doing it for me. And then on top of that, this man comes out there looking like a Batman supervillain, coming out there looking like Bane and shit, so that still didn't do him no favors. And then on top of that, like, the attitude was cool, but it's just like something was missing. Like, it's like he's being made out to be a joke. And the thing is, I don't know what happened with, you know, versus the Dean that debuted versus the Dean now. Like, I want the Dean that debuted. That is the one that compared Dean Ambrose to the Joker. Now, right now, he is the actual joke in the WWE. That's why his title did not last. I mean, is he going to get the title back? I don't think so, because first of all, the McMahon family, quote unquote, said that there are no rematch clauses at all in this era. So Dean is not getting a rematch. Probably no time soon. So, but we'll talk about Dean in a little bit, but I just want to keep going. But yes, congratulations to Bobby Lashley for defeating Ambrose and Rollins and winning the IC championship. And this is his first major championship since he has been back. So congratulations to Bobby. The Moment of Bliss. Interesting segment. So on the new segment of A Moment with Bliss, Alessa Bliss basically talked about the Elimination Chamber. She also had Paul Heyman to talk about, you know, Brock Lesnar and blah, 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 and all this shit. But before he can even get into that, Alessa Bliss had an announcement about what's going to be happening in 5 weeks. So she revealed the new WWE Women's Tag Team titles. And bitch, when I tell you that these new titles are so pretty. Oh my God, them titles look better than half the damn titles that is on Raw and on Smackdown. And I'm just like looking at it, I say, you telling me that we can't have the rest of the titles looking like the women's tag team titles? I mean, like, seriously. I mean, them titles were beautiful. But there was another weird appearance from what's his name? The heavy, what's their names, everybody? I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart. What's their names? The heavy, who am I speaking with? They just came from, wait a minute, matter of fact, hold on. I got it right here. Duh. All right, hold on. Heavy Machinery Otis. This man came out looking like, this, okay, first, I think he had like a mad crush on Alessa Bliss. This man came out and was doing like this. So I'm just like, why is he doing this? And then he starts shaking his head like, so I just made the comment. As a matter of fact, I put this on Instagram. I say, is this man coming and like in his pants right now? Because like, I'm really trying, even though Otis is funny, he's hilarious as fuck. I seen him in person when they came here in Milwaukee in NXT Live. this man just kept doing like this and shit. I said, dude, are you jacking off? Like, are you ready to play pocket pool with yourself? I'm like, dude, why are you doing this? And then, you know, his tag team partner came out and got him. He was like, dude, you can't be doing this in the middle of the segment, you know. And then it came to an abrupt end. Like I said, I don't understand it, so I'm not going to explain it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to the next segment. Just saying. All right. So, now we come to the main event. The Fatal 4-Way for the #1 contendership. So, the match was okay. It was wild. It was chaotic. It was awesome. Like, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I did pay attention to it, but like, you know, like I said, my mind was diverted elsewhere or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though the main event was good, don't get me wrong. And then I'll just let everybody know, Finn Balor did win. And then, you know, Cena, basically after the match was over, Cena gave his endorsement, quote unquote, to Finn Balor, saying that, you know, you worked your ass off. You know, I'm glad that you won. I'm happy that you're going to succeed, blah, blah, blah. And like a lot of wrestling fans is saying that, you know, Cena, you know, Finn Balor is like an international superstar. He did not need Cena's endorsement. See, people got to understand that technically Cena is still the face of the company. So with that being said, like, I mean, when you get an endorsement from Cena, it don't necessarily mean that you're going to be pushed to the moon, but it does say that, you know, Cena is watching you. Cena, if he does endorse you, that means he likes you. He wants you to be pushed. So, I mean, that's a plus in Finn Balor's pocket. Now, is this man going to win against Brock Lesnar in 2 weeks? No. This man is not going to win. This man is not going to win. I'm just saying. If Finn Balor does win, trust me, I'm going to do something stupid on Facebook Live. That's how I know that Finn Balor is not going to win against Brock Lesnar. Even though I want him to win up against Brock Lesnar, it's just not going to happen. Just saying. All right, so the next thing that we're going to talk about Smackdown. I didn't really watch Smackdown too much, but you know what? Before I even get into not Bobby Lynch. What? Oh my God, I'm so fucking thirsty. Hold on. Okay, and that's no alcohol in there either. It's just water. All right, so. I really want to talk about this, but I really don't feel like talking about this though, but I didn't really see I guess with Becky Lynch. I think this is how it started off. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back. Hold on. Okay. All right. Hang on 1 second, everybody. Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is Becky Lynch and Asuka. I didn't see this segment because I came in probably in the middle of SmackDown. But it said Becky Lynch and Asuka promised to be champion after the Royal Rumble. They had a backstage segment. Or more so, Becky Lynch had a backstage segment with New Day and Otis from Heavy Machinery. I didn't see that, so they said that she was taking a sip of Heavy Machinery's bizarre mess of a protein shake. I do not know what was in this protein shake, and I am not going to talk about it, but by the way it looks on why they describing it on here, it looks kind of disgusting, so I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, let's move on. Let me see. Okay, so Becky Lynch, Peyton Royce, Asuka, and Billy Ray. So this right here, it was just basically a one-up ship. Like, they both beat the hell out of the Iconics, so it's really nothing to really talk about, honestly. So I'm not gonna really talk about it because it's totally irrelevant. They basically want to one-up each other before the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles fired back at Daniel Bryan's comments, quote unquote. So remember when Daniel Bryan last week, I think it was like maybe a week ago, I believe, Daniel Bryan was in a concession stand basically saying that everybody that's eating, chicken tenders and, drinking straws. I don't really actually have a straw though, but he's basically saying I'm killing the environment because I'm using this right here. But anyone that's using straws, they basically killing trees and shit. So it was like pretty much a reversal. Like AJ Styles went to the concession stand. He was throwing out his merch to the audience and, all the fans that was in the concession stand, the concession stands, whatever. He was talking about that, hey, this is the real fans, blah, blah, blah. And then Daniel Bryan was actually dressed up as a fan and beat the shit out of AJ Styles, but AJ Styles got the upper hand and then threw Daniel Bryan through a table. I'm not gonna lie to you, I cannot wait for their match at the Royal Rumble. Their rivalry has been awesome. Has been awesome by far. Now, is AJ Styles going to win the WWE Championship? I highly doubt it. And the reason why, I'm going to tell you why I highly doubt it, is because AJ Styles is going to have a feud with Randy Orton going towards WrestleMania. So, but still, I can't wait for this match. Samoa Joe versus Mustafa Ali. This match didn't even happen because, well, your boy Samoa Joe, it's the reason why they're going to say, Joe is going to kill you. Joe is going to kill you. That's what happened to Mr. Mustafa Ali. This man got thrown to steel post to steel post to steel post. And the only thing that was actually functioning was Ali's, his heart. His heart was still beating. I mean, I guess that was a good part about the whole segment. I mean, dude, was beating the fuck out of Ali, to the point, I was just like, oh my God, please get that child. Please call Amber Alert, because that boy, he hurt. He's done. He's wasted like Grand Theft Auto. Get him off the ground. Please get him off the ground. So, but Samoa Joe, no matter how much Samoa Joe is a monster, no matter how much Joe is a fucking badass, this man is not going to be pushed. And I don't get it. This man, they will push him, they'll push him so far, and then he'll drop like the stock market. That's why I don't understand. So, let me see. Chase said that segment before she went to the ring. I don't know what he was talking about though, but I'm probably gonna have to back read. Jamie said that AJ Styles does excellent Stone Cold impersonation. Let me see. Andy said Mustafa makes a beatdown look great. Yes, he does, because this man was knocked out, and then Joe picked him back up and then slammed him into the steel post again and again and again. This shit was crazy. But the highlight of the night was Andre versus Rey Mysterio. Whoo, Jesus Christ. Everybody, when I tell you that this is the match of the year, Andrea versus Rey Mysterio. When I look at this whole feud, I look at this feud as passing of the torch, because Rey Mysterio is he's getting up there in age, and also the WWE is trying to push another Mexican superstar, right? So what better than pushing Andrea to the moon? I mean, their match, I thought last week. I know I cannot speak this evening. I'm so sorry. I know. Hopefully I'm sorry. I can't speak this evening. I'm so sorry. I'm just excited. I'm so sorry. But yes, their match this evening, I mean not this evening though, but this match that they had this past Tuesday was one of the best matches that I've seen on SmackDown. And Ray and Andre, oh my God, I cannot say his name. Oh my God, Andrea, so whatever his name is. But anyway, I mean, the match, like I said, it was so freaking awesome. The shit lasted for almost maybe 15 minutes. And their match, I'm telling you, their feud is probably going to carry over to WrestleMania. I know, I'm dreading. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, but yeah, Rey Mysterio, he did lose that match. But trust me, it's gonna be some more matches between these two, especially going towards WrestleMania. I just can't wait for some more matches to happen. So Lenny asks, what do you think of Vince getting rid of 2 of his names? This shit is stupid. But you know that Vince is petty as fuck. I don't know. To be honest with you, Lindsay, I don't know. I don't know why Vince does some of the shit that he does. I don't know, but whatever. That match was, like I said, match of the year. So this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. As a matter of fact, I forgot to talk about this on Raw. On the Raw side, there was a segment where I think it was I forgot who came backstage, but they had a latte, and they wanted to, and they was delivering to Alessa Bliss. Now Alessa Bliss, she was covered up, like her breast was covered up, and you could see her stomach, whatever. It was nothing like too serious. So I'm just sitting up here like, okay, they selling sex. Okay, I get it. It was PG. It was nothing like to be alarmed about. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But then Mandy Rose, you know, and her grand scheme or whatever. And I'll remind you, she been after, you know, Naomi's husband, not Jay Uso, but oh my God, I can't even talk this evening. What's his name? Not Jay Uso, but the other one. What's his name, everybody? Please help me. Please everybody help me. Help me. What's his name? Not Jay. What's his name? I forgot. What's his name? Everybody. What's the other brother's name? Matter of fact, why in the fuck am I like acting okay? Jimmy Uso. Oh my God. I'm having like a brain freeze this evening, everybody. Oh my God, I'm acting like I got stage brain shit. So anyway, Mandy Rose, she had this grand scheme or whatever that she was going to break up Naomi's and Jimmy Uso's marriage or whatever. So she basically came in a package while he was doing a photo shoot. The Usos were doing a photo shoot or whatever, and he was giving a present or whatever. It had her face, it had a picture, and her room, in her house, in her hotel room key. So he went, and then he went to the hotel room, and the golden goddess or whatever sat back, and she was in this robe or whatever. Then she unrobed herself, and she had, like, you know, the bra and panties and shit. So I'm just sitting up here like, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh wow. Now I thought that the Alessa Bliss thing was sexy, but this shit right here, you know who she remind me of though? She remind me of Trish Stratus. She do. She remind me of Trish Stratus in so many ways, but I'm still gonna say that Trish Stratus is one of the sexiest divas in WWE history. Mandy Rose is a little bit up there, just a little bit, you know. She could be definitely a porn star, but, you know, but anyway, so I guess, I didn't see this part, but I guess she revealed a hidden photographer or whatever that took pictures and, you know, trying to blackmail Jimmy, I guess. So then she thought that she had everything planned out. That's until Naomi actually was in the room and the two brawled or whatever with Rose actually walking out of the hotel room. Now, I'm sorry, but I have seen better hotel room brawls in WWE history. This shit right here was like too rated G for me. Like, it didn't do nothing for me at all. So, I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to be sexy. They're trying to be a little bit more edgier, but there's so much you can do in a PG environment. You can't expect to be edgy and sexy and provocative in a PG environment. It just doesn't work. It's either you're going to be PG or you're going to be rated 14. It's either one of the two. So, but anyway, the last segment is Miz throws Shane a birthday celebration, and then it's Miz versus Sheamus. This whole shit with the best tag team in the world shit is garbage. I mean, I thought, honestly, like, this is Miz's year to be WWE champion. And my thing is, they are treating Miz like a second-rate wrestler. Like, they totally went off with, you know, with the Daniel Bryan situation. I thought it was going to be Daniel Bryan and Miz with the hottest feud of from 2018 going into 2019. That shit didn't happen. For some apparent reason, I do not know why, but they decided to put this man in a storyline with Shane McMahon. So it was, I mean, the whole celebration was cute, even though, you know, even the video package was awesome. It was touching, it was cute, it was nice or whatever. But at the same time, this shit was just like bland to me. Like, I didn't really care for it too much. So then a bar came out. They interrupted the whole, you know, bromance, quote unquote, and Miz defeated Sheamus via pinfall. But overall, I would say that SmackDown and Raw was good. It was good. Like, it was shaky on both shows, but it was still good. I definitely did enjoy it. I don't really have much to like really complain about, other than, you know, that they're trying to find that identity, either being PG or rated 14. You know, that's the only issue that I really had. And then, you know, certain segments were like kind of wasn't needed, but, you know, whatever, you know, but still, you know, both shows was pretty awesome. So what we're going to do is, in a minute, we're going to go to fan reaction. We're going to get a couple of callers. But one thing, there was some things that I wanted to kind of point out a little bit. So first, the one thing I wanted to kind of get this out the way a little bit. So one of my friends forwarded this over to me. Apparently Kurt Angle's niece was abducted in Pennsylvania. So apparently she was kidnapped by her ex-boyfriend, 19-year-old Jermaine Rogers. Had her, I guess, holed up or had her held hostage in his house or whatever. I'm not too sure, but they did find her. I think this was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was yesterday that they found her safe and sound. Like, nothing was no harm was brought to her or whatever. But yes, they did catch the alleged, kidnapper or whatever, which was her ex-boyfriend. So I'm happy to hear that. There was also some rumors that was going around. Now, everything I'm getting ready to report to you guys are rumors. Okay? These are not like, actual sources or whatever, because there's a lot of rumors that's going on around now, especially with the WWE, offering, apparently they're offering double to indie wrestlers deals, trying to keep them from leaving. I'm talking about NXT stars, the main roster stars. So apparently what they're trying to do is they're basically saying that, like, hey, if if you whatever offer AEW offer you, we can double that by 2. And I'm just like, really? I mean, like, dude, like, I'm like, everybody and their mama is saying that the WWE is not desperate. They are desperate. Okay, they are doing everything they power by locking in contracts, by offering double the money. I mean, they have never did this shit before until some actual, competition, quote unquote, came into town. And now the WWE do not want to release no one in April. And that's why I said with with the Revival. Now, I'm telling everybody right now that this might be a storyline just like with CM Punk. Everybody that thought that CM Punk was going to go to ROH or New Japan or whatever, all of that was a storyline. The same thing could be happening with what was that, the Revival, who else? Who else they was talking about? They was talking about Dolph Ziggler. They said his contract is up by, I think, January 31st, if I'm not mistaken. There was somebody else that, I think Marie and, hold on, let me see. I thought I had it down here, though, but I think it was Marie and Daniel. I think the Kalas, I believe. I heard here it is. I had his name totally wrong. Mike Bennett and Marie Kalas, they asked for their releases as well. Now, like I said, I think this is only a rumor, but also Dolph Ziggler, he also turned down a role as WWE producer. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys that this is very interesting. This is very interesting because Dolph Ziggler has been in the WWE for almost 15 years, and they have not pushed Dolph Ziggler like he needs to be pushed. I mean, it's cool that they gave him a tag team title, they gave him an IC championship, but they gave him like one world championship. I think he had two or one of the two. But I think it is kind of suspect that this man turned down a role as WWE producer. He could be making more money as WWE producer, but it's just the fact that he turned it down is why fans is talking. And that's why I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention, because this is significant. Because, you know, Dolph Ziggler is still in his prime, and if he wanders off, trust me when I tell you, this man's going to wander off to the AEW, and that is where Vince is not trying to let Dolph Ziggler go. And the Revival, and I'm not talking about Marie and Mike Bennett, because they're both trash. They have not really did shit. So that's why I say, like, gives a fuck about them. But this is something that we definitely need to follow, because I'm really interested in what Dolph Ziggler is going to do as far as his future goes in the WWE. So, now on the AEW side, so there were some rumors that was going around that Jim Ross, there's a possibility that he's going to be the voice of AEW. Remind you, this is all rumors. This is not factual, but this is just some things that I've been seeing on the internet continuously. Now, like I said, there are rumors that floats around this time, especially like something as hot as AEW. So you're going to be hearing a lot of shit like, you know, contracts being released, indie wrestlers are getting paid more. They're getting WWE offers. So like I said, when you hear some of these rumors, take it with a grain of salt, because not all these rumors are going to be true. So, but it is nice to talk about this, so, you know, we can at least have something to talk about. So just in the event it does happen, we can like come back to the podcast and say, okay, well, Chris did talk about this. So, but this is real interesting. Now, the thing is, we haven't seen Jim Ross in a while, because technically he's still under contract with the WWE. And until his contract is up, we are not going to be seeing Jim Ross anywhere on New Japan. We're not going to see him in AEW. We're not going to see him in Ring of Honor. So that's why I said it's going to be, it's just kind of really interesting. If this is true, this is a win for the AEW. So, but Jim Ross has said repeatedly that he is not involved with this new company, which I think he is bullshitting, just like his damn barbecue sauce. But let's move on. Now, going back to the Revival, so apparently it said that Dash and Dawson quit their match on Raw. The WWE does not want to release them, but they may sit out like Neville during their contracts. So, I think they also said that, let me see. I guess they was in the middle of a match and they quit, I believe. I'm not too sure if this is actually true. Now, I don't know if this was in the house show or not, but apparently they said that they quit like in the middle of the match and they just walked out. I don't know if that's true, but this is very interesting. Now, going back to AEW, I don't know if this is true or not, but Cody Rhodes said that there will be no writers in AEW no time soon. They said that the wrestlers are the writers. We are the writers. And I think, honestly, that they're on to something, because I feel that if there's anyone that can tell a story, it will be the wrestlers. It wouldn't be like the Hollywood writers or whatever, and the ones that wrote Days of Our Lives or whatever. I mean, how the fuck can you have a Days of Our Life writer writing a WWE, a wrestling story, and they have never seen wrestling in their day-to-day life? Now, if you hand it over to the wrestlers, they could definitely be creative, both on the storyline and in the ring. So that's why I said I think that would be very interesting. Now, some fans have said that might be a mistake, because if you put it into the hands of the wrestlers, I mean, you can have your Hulk Hogan's, you can have your Kevin Nash, you can have another implosion like the NWO. But like I said, I think people are not giving Cody Rhodes enough credit. What he's trying to do is he's trying to build something new. He's trying to do something that has never been done, trying to come up with new ideas. And I really dig that, because first of all, we are in the 21st century. We are not in the 20th, 19th century. So that's why I say I'm open to I'm open to new ideas. I love that. So, but if that's true, that is very interesting. Now, another interesting topic that I wanted to talk about was AEW contacts reached out to CM Punk. So now technically CM Punk is retired from wrestling, but it will be I think it will be a pipe bomb from hell. I mean, it will be the pipe bomb of 2019 if they find some way to sign CM Punk. And to be really honest with you, if CM Punk does sign with AEW, it will be probably the highlight of 2019. Because honestly, I don't care what anyone say, that CM Punk is still a hot commodity in the wrestling community. I mean, people are still chanting his name in wrestling arenas today. So, but yes, we're going to definitely follow that story, because I think that is very interesting. So, I'm done mispronouncing wrestlers' names. I know you guys gonna come on here and clown the shit out of me, and that's fine, because like I said, I'm a fat dude with a damn dry mouth, and I need some more water. Damn, that was fun. Okay, so let's go on with our segment with fan reaction. So I'll get a couple of callers. You guys already know, if you are a first time caller on the show, come on here for about maybe about 5 minutes or so. Let's talk, discuss whatever you want to talk about. You have 5 minutes. Utilize it wisely, okay? If you sound too disrupted or sound too distorted, I might have to release you, and I'm gonna ask you to recharge your phone or do something with your phone. So right now I can take down. Got 5 callers already in queue. So let's go ahead and let's get some callers real quick. Okay, let's get Tori in real quick, and let's enjoy the fan reaction. Oh man. John said that if CM Punk signs with AEW, the WWE legally is in trouble, or legit in trouble. Yeah, that might be true. I do agree with you. Hey, bro, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. I was gonna ask. I asked you this question earlier because I want to know: have you seen NXT UK Takeover, bro? And what's your thoughts on that?
I did watch it. I think the whole
I think the whole pay-per-view was actually awesome, especially the main event. The main event was awesome. I loved it. I really did. I'm sorry if I didn't get back to you with your question. I am so sorry. I probably wasn't paying attention.
Don't worry about it, man, because I'm the one that told everybody about NXT UK and how good it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And let me say this. I know you were talking about CM Punk and AEW and Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that. But do not ever forget about NXT and NXT UK and how they doing. Did you know that that big guy that came at the end of the show on NXT UK, Walter? I did my research on that big guy.
Mm-hmm.
He has some of the meanest chop in professional wrestling history, bro. If you go on YouTube, you will see what I mean.
Okay. That's what's up. So what go ahead.
I was gonna say this. People been talking about Toni Storm after when she won the UK title.
Mm-hmm.
People have been trashing Toni Storm ever since she was about that whole leak new thing on her Twitter page. I don't know if you heard about that. But ever since Toni Storm has won the UK Women's Champion, people are going around saying that it's a sympathy win. To be honest, I think Toni Storm earned that title, bro. She had basically worked her ass off from Japan to, you know, the Mae Young Classic. I know you saw that. And earned her way in the UK and NXT UK. You know what I mean?
She was the one that she was the one that broke her back, right?
Yes, Toni Storm. Yeah. She's the one that had the back problem, but she had to literally work her way back up to that title contention.
Yeah, I seen some of her footage in New Japan or whatever. They had like a little video package about her or whatever. I mean, like her story is very inspirational. It's very inspirational. And like Tori said, that if you guys are not watching NXT TakeOver or NXT UK, you need to watch it. If there's one thing that's the WWE got going good for them, even though they don't really acknowledge them, is NXT. NXT is very good. It really is.
And NXT UK also, bro. Because they just signed Walter, that big 300-pound from Austria. The man that is going to be a threat to Pete Dunne's UK title. I'm telling you. You need to watch these big men. And that match, and if you're a fan of women wrestling, watch Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley on NXT UK TakeOver. That was one of the matches of the card. So and another thing I like, and another thing people need to watch is I'm trying to think. Of course, regular NXT, because you know I'm a big fan of that too. That's why, I mean, and as far as the main roster concerned, with Raw and SmackDown, they still got ways to go. I mean, as far as the AEW concerned, let's see what they can do. Because AEW is trying to come up. And I you know what? I respect what Cody Rhodes is doing. They're trying to come up. I just hope that if the rumor is true, if they're going to be on TBS or CW or TNT, I hope they put on a great show, man.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So this whole thing with speaking of AEW, there was a sighting where Cody Rhodes was at a Mortal Kombat 11 convention, and Xavier Woods was dressed up like Shao Kahn. And if you guys don't believe me, here's the proof right here.
Oh man.
So I'm trying to figure out, yes, everybody, yes. So I'm trying to figure out what this shit was all about. Yeah, I think they probably just taking pictures. I don't think Xavier was have any interest on going to AEW, but this is very, very interesting.
Very interesting.
Just to watch. So,
I mean, speaking of Mortal Kombat 11, you know they got Ronda Rousey playing Sonya Blade, and a rumor is they got Zelina Vega playing Jade. So.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's the rumor, bro. That's the rumor. They got WWE Superstar playing Mortal Kombat character in the actual game. Literally.
So not only
and that picture of Xavier Wood playing Shah Khan, it could be a rumor, but he probably be the character in the game. So who knows?
I doubt it. He don't have the voice for it. He sounds like a Power Ranger too much. He needs to just stick with the being a Black Ranger and just being done with it. Mm-hmm. So you got one more minute. So what else did you think about SmackDown with Rey Mysterio and that dude? I can't say his name or shit.
His name is Andrade. His name is really supposed to be Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade Cien Almas. Don't worry about it, Chris. I'm here to help you out, brother. It's Andrade. That he used to be known as Andrade Cien Almas, a former NXT champion. I'm sure you already knew that, but
yes.
I digress. I would call that one of the best matches of 2019, along with that match I mentioned earlier between Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm for the UK Women's Champion, also in a candidate for matches of the year, and also Pete Dunne versus Joe Coffey, matches of the year candidate. So you got those three matches so far. WWE has delivered on those three matches. That's how I look at it.
So do you think that Andrade's match with Rey Mysterio is going to carry over to WrestleMania?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that would be. I think that would be because we just already seen a preview of what's to come, with their match, because their match was fucking awesome. I just cannot wait for what they can produce.
But also
in the upcoming month.
I want to touch on one more little deal about Raw. You said that you don't think Finn Balor going to beat Brock Lesnar. My brother asked me this question the other day. He asked me the exact same question. Do I think Balor has a chance against Brock Lesnar? No. The only person that I think have a chance against Brock Lesnar, in my personal opinion, and the one to watch is Drew McIntyre. He's about the only one I know of that has at least a chance to beating Drew McIntyre, because even Paul Heyman himself said it. Think about that. That's all I want to say. Even if Paul Heyman said, it's true.
Totally agree. All right, bro. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate your comments and your insight, man. We'll see you later.
No problem, brother.
All right, man. All right, let's go on to the next caller. I pray that his phone is working. I pray.
It's been a while.
Yes.
It's been a while. At least you don't have any trash hats on right now, like your Golden State Warriors hats or anything like that. Hey, nice chair though. I'm gonna steal that chair too. You're funny. You're funny. You're really. All right. First off, I wanted to talk about the NXT thing. You were talking about the call-ups, and you said only 3. I had to disagree. It's been a little bit more than 3. Let's start off the entire Shield for starters. All 3 of them are Grand Slam champions. Seth Rollins was actually the first NXT champion. And you have Big E, who is, 5-time tag team champ, Intercontinental champ. So you have that one. You have, obviously, Charlotte. Becky Lynch has been doing pretty well now. So it's been a few, but I do understand, it's some that are bad, that we didn't bat off. And sometimes it may be because of injury or something like that, but they've been bat off for a good part. But the one guy I'm really optimistic about right now is Andrade. Even though the whole name change is a big deal and everything like that, I understand that. But 6 months from now, it's not going to be a big deal. because look at Rusev. You know what Rusev's actual name was when he first got before he got called up? Alexander Rusev. Yes, his name was Alexander Rusev. Antonio Cesaro. That ring a bell? Antonio Cesaro. Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. Yeah. This is nothing new. Sheamus O'Shaughnessy was in the WWE ECW type thing. So yeah, this is nothing new to us. We see name changes all the time. So I mean, it's not going to be a big deal by the end of the year. Also, I keep hearing about Tori's been telling me about NXT UK since it started. Like every day is, I need to check out for this, watch out for this, and he was right. But I'm gonna do it again. I've been talking about it so many times. But 205 Live has consistently been putting on some of the best matches year round since Triple H has taken over. Case in point, last Tuesday night, Humberto Carrillo. Oh, Bianca Belair just mentioned me. Humberto Carrillo and Buddy Murphy. Check it out. It's the crowd sucks, but the match is great. So there is quality matches going around. You just got to find them. And that was just something I was talking about with my friends. Like, NXT UK 205 Live is for the hardcore fans. Raw and Smackdown, that's more so for the casuals and the kids. Now on to the AEW, the people requesting release. Maria actually shot the somebody mentioned her about it, and she said, y'all think y'all know everything. So she pretty much said, nah, that's fake. I don't believe the Revival thing either, because they just won a match. And what I heard is they went back, and according to whoever I saw it from, said they went to request a release right after the match on Raw. Like in full wrestling gear and everything, went and request a release. After winning a match, I'm not gonna buy that. And second, if they did request a release, I mean, you're not guaranteed to be given that release. Especially now with AEW sitting right there, and you say, "Oh, I'm out. Hey, Cody, I'm free." No, they ain't gonna let that happen. Because contrary to what people believe, Vince is really concerned about AEW.
So you think Vince is really concerned about AEW?
I think it's more of a better safe than sorry situation, because he knows how close he was to being the WCW in the Monday Night Wars. So anything he can do to prevent anything close to that happening, he's going to try as hard as to do it. But then again, you put yourself in his shoes and you have all this money. You don't want to lose any money. That's just a billionaire mindset. When you have all this money coming in, the smallest bit of money stopping coming in, you're going to be uneasy.
So
NXT Takeover is going to be really good too. You were aware of the card and everything, right? Bianca Belair, and all those. So that's going to be something to really, really look out for. And keep a lookout for Andrade, because I'm expecting him to have a really, really huge year in 2019.
all right, bro. Thank you.
All right, vote her out. Shout out to Shaq.
Sorry, I cut him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, let's go on to the next caller. All right.
Let's bring on Keenan.
We haven't talked to Keenan in a while. Now, for those that saying that I'm butchering people's names, yes, I am butchering a lot of names tonight. I am so sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because Andreas, I butchered his name. I don't know how many times. I'm so sorry. That was my fault. Hey, bitch, how you doing?
Bitches! I am back! gig, okay? Do you know how many weeks it's been since the last time you heard from me? That diva has arrived again. I'm sorry.
So, what's up? What's the tea this evening?
Going on for the past few weeks. But all in all, I just want to say it had to do with my mom. My mom almost died last month. Yes, she did. She almost died, but she's doing well, though. She's doing very well.
Cool. That's all. I'm
Doing very
glad for that because you only have one mother. So, and I'm glad for that.
Exactly. And to answer people's question, no, I'm not bald. I just got my hair cut and feeling my thank you. My hair is a little short. I got my very first haircut. Yes.
You feeling yourself.
But either way.
Yes,
I'm feeling myself. I always feel myself. Thank you. But anyway, let's get down to business.
Yeah.
Now, let me just ask you this.
Yes.
Can you please take me with you? Can you please take me with you to go see AEW? Please take me with you. Take me with you. That's all I'm asking.
You know what? I totally forgot about that shit. Oh, okay. So what Keenan is talking about, yes, I did put in my hotel for AEW. I will be in attendance for AEW. This Memorial Weekend coming up in May. So yes, I will be going. As a matter of fact, I did get my shirt, so my shirt should be in the mail next week, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, bitch, let's go. We can go. You do it like no problem.
Wait. When is the show?
It's I think it's May 26th, I believe, this year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I can't go, I'll probably definitely watch it on pay-per-view. But either way, now.
Yeah.
You had to admit about this past Monday Night Raw, I think they really stepped up their game. I mean, it really did call me out. It really did call me out of the blue that Bobby Lashley won the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, even though Dean was doing well going to his Intercontinental Champion, and he was supposed to have a match with Seth at Royal Rumble, I think. I'm not sure, but
here's
someone
the
correct me
thing
on that.
Here's the thing with Dean Ambrose. I think that the WWE lost faith in Dean Ambrose because if you look back at that match from the last pay-per-view that they had, it was trash. And I think that rubbed Vince the wrong way. So I think that's why they got rid of they took the belt off of Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, because I think what happened is that if you saw TLC, that match he had with Seth, I mean, that match kind of went a little downhill.
Yes, it did. It did. Probably like the first 10 minutes, it was good. And then after the 10 minutes, it just went straight downhill. It just dropped. Rock bottom. And it just didn't recover. It did not recover after that.
Can we just please just talk about those new WWE Women's Tag Team titles? Oh my God. I literally fainted just seeing those because they are beautiful. Beautiful. Oh! Beautiful.
When I tell you that the women's belts put every title on choke on the main roster, that is saying a lot.
I got it. Okay. Speaking of those, I cannot get over that video that you made. This doesn't for Heavy Machinery coming out there. I'm still cracking up over that shit. Seriously. I cannot get over that.
All I'm saying is, Otis was looking like he was playing pocketbook with himself. So that's why I said I was asking some questions. Because, man, I'm just like, why the fuck you in the back and you up there doing like you making some pot or some pay or some Play-Doh or some type of shit. I don't know what the fuck that man was doing, but that shit was weird.
Well, let me put a little info 411 on this. You know Otis Dozovic is from Wisconsin, right?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes, he's from Wisconsin.
And I bet he's from
I'm dead serious. Look it up.
I bet he's from Oshkosh. But whatever. All right, Keenan, you got. Well, let's give you one more minute. So, do you want to discuss anything else before we go to the next caller?
Oh yes, yes. One thing, I have complete faith at Finn Balor. Hopefully that he win that Universal Championship from Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble. I got complete faith that he will do it.
You
bring
really
out the demon, Finn Balor. Yes, I think if he brings out the demon versus the Beast, done deal. Done deal.
So
I have complete faith.
So do you think it's actually necessary to bring out the demon?
Yes.
Against Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
So
this is the right time.
Let me flip this around on you. So do you think that Finn Balor is trash against Brock Lesnar as Finn Balor?
I wouldn't say that he's necessarily trash because he's not. I just think it's fitting, being that, Brock Lesnar is a beast. It's only fitting to have Finn Balor as the demon.
Mm-hmm.
Just for this one time for the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they do that, it'll be a done deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you put the regular Finn Balor against Brock Lesnar, I don't know what will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, just maybe, he could probably shock the whole entire WWE universe. But I do have complete faith that Finn will win over Brock.
Well, let's have faith. That's all we have. We just have faith. So, all right, Keenan. Well, thank you so much for your comments. Always a pleasure having you. See you later.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
I love it, man. All right, let's go to Hill. Let's see what he talked about. Mr. Hill Carmichael. Then he got the PlayStation 4 habit.
Yeah. I got to represent my PS4. You know how it is.
So, what's up, Hill? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I got a lot of things I want to talk about. I definitely got to talk about Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor gonna win the championship. Either he's come as a demon or as himself, because WWE get themselves back in the corner because they promised us what we want. We gonna give it to them. So if Finn Balor win the Universal Championship, I think it'll be a good look for WWE and give us a saving grace for WWE. And not only that, if Finn Balor lose, I think the fans are gonna shield on the Royal Rumble all over again.
So I'm gonna have to ask you this. So do you think that they pushing Finn Balor because they scared of AEW? I think we lost him, everybody. Hill, you still there? See if we can get him back. Yeah, I know his camera froze, so let me see if we can get him back. Okay, you back here?
Okay, I'm back.
All right. So you said something about. So you said Finn Balor. Now, like I was saying before, so do you think that Finn Balor, do you think that they're pushing him because of the AEW threat?
Yes, they are, because you got to think about it. Back then, WWE didn't give two fucks about Finn Balor. Until AEW came around, Finn Balor is popping up everywhere. And I think they're going to give Finn Balor the Universal Championship until after WrestleMania, and after when AEW start cooling down, we're going to see that same bullshit towards Finn Balor. And I can see that miles away. So right now, we just hope that Finn Balor win the title, and Brock Lesnar, he probably always waited out to go to UFC. Because we all know this man scares AEW. And not only that, outside of Finn Balor, then we got Braun Strowman. He's out with injury, but even though he is healthy, and you probably see him back at the title picture if he back. And then what else going on in WWE? A lot of people want to leave WWE. You got Revival. They want to leave. And I see that's initial FTR. If anybody was a big fan of the Being Elite, the Young Bucks been saying that for a long time. And when I saw that, I started smiling. I started cracking up. Oh shit, that's the FTR.
Oh, that's interesting. So that is what that initial was, because I didn't know what the fuck was on his ass. I didn't know what that hashtag shit was. I didn't know what that was. So do you think that was a shout out to AEW?
I think so. If I was a betting person, I would say 95% yes, because the Young Bucks always wanted to wrestle with the Revivals. The Revivals always open up to wrestle the Young Bucks. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to see them two be in the ring together in AEW by the time the May 25th show, Double or Nothing. I think we're going to see him leaving WWE. And then the only one, Dolph Ziggler, he want to leave. Mike Bennett and Maria, they want to leave. And to be honest, I want to see him go back to Ring of Honor to be part of the Kingdom group, because that's my dopest group ever in Ring of Honor.
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you think that wrestlers are more interested in money versus being a star these days?
I think they're more interested in their own career and their own legacy. I think I mentioned this way back. I think I talked about this with other people, but when they look back, they want to have a better career. They could make money off, pro wrestling tees and make money, but when they start hanging up the boots and they pursue outside from wrestling, they want to look back what they did in the career in pro wrestling and how they look back in their legacy. Because the last thing they remember is like, oh, this dude do great, but we never seen him being a main event pitcher. We never seen him winning the world championship. So that's why you see names turn down big offering money and go to different promotion. It don't have to be AEW. It could be Ring of Honor, New Japan, or Lucha Underground. So that's why they turn out big money and look out for their own career. Because it's easy to make money. Like, look at Cody Rhodes and, matter of fact, the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club is the most successful faction ever.
Right.
Because they all did it for themselves.
Right, and Eric said the same thing. Yeah, he agrees with you as well. He said lighter schedule, same pay. He also said that they can't use Seth because they save him for WrestleMania for Mania. So okay, so all right, so let me ask you this question, and I'm gonna go into the next call in a second. But okay, so my thing is this. All right, if this is all true, why AJ Styles is not leaving?
There's two things. Either his contract about to be up and he think about going to AEW for a lot of schedule, or Vince McMahon want to save him and won't put the belt on him. Because if once AJ Styles leaves and go to AEW, AEW the bigger name. Like, look what he did with the Bullet Club. We all see how Bullet Club was. Like, when Prince Devitt left, people didn't care about Bullet Club. And AJ Styles came in, everybody hops on Bullet Club dick. I mean, hop on Bullet Club train. And now, once AJ Styles left WWE and go to AEW, I think they'll be the hottest company ever in pro wrestling for this wrestling scene. If AJ Styles left.
Says that he has a different opinion. So, okay, so Chase, you are welcome to come on live and you can discuss this with us. This is totally up to you. Or you can leave a comment down below. We will definitely answer it. But yes, he said that he has a different opinion about that. But yeah, I think the AEW's like big hurdle will be getting more like major stars. CM Punk is one of them. Even though CM Punk is trash in the UFC, I totally get it. But he's still a big name in professional wrestling. And once you get somebody like CM Punk, you well on your way on being a competitor against WWE. It's just right now, like, can't really call them a comparator because they don't have a roster yet. They only got like maybe 15 people, and the commentators or whatever. But, can't really call them a comparator yet. You know what I'm saying? They're just up and coming. So, anything else that you want to add before I let you go?
I did see New Japan and CMWL, the Fantastical Mania. That was a dope ass show. Impact Wrestling on Twitch. I love that show. I think the Impact Wrestling was better than Raw because you got Scarlett did a little strip tease. What else? I did see Enterprise for Ring of Honor. I did watch the NXT TakeOver UK. Walter, I'm a big fan of him in Defiant Wrestling. I'm gonna see what they're gonna do with him in UK. Pete Dunne. That was a good match against Joe Coffey from the NXT UK title. That was one of the.
You said Pete Dunne, and who else? Who was that dude that he fought against?
Joe Coffey.
Joe Coffey. Okay. All I'm gonna say is that. All I'm gonna say is this. That was a brutal match. Even though they were sloppy in some of the spots, it was a really good match.
I would put my match of the year right next to Will Ospreay versus Kota Ibushi for the Never Openweight title. That's my number one match of the year. The UK title be match number 2, and Mysterio and Andreas. I would put it in the top 3, but as long as they don't milk it too much, they will save it for WrestleMania, and there will be a title on the line.
So let me ask you this: do you think the WWE is going to milk that match? Because we already seen 2 matches already.
I think if they cool it off after Elimination Chamber and Fastlane and pick it right back up and have Andreas as a United States champion and have Rey Mysterio gunning for the title and win it, I think it will be a fresh match because it reminds me of Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. But Rey Mysterio keep on beating Eddie Guerrero, and Eddie Guerrero finally beat him in a steel cage match, and he relief for stress. I think we see that with Rey Mysterio. Because Rey Mysterio, every time he tried to defeat him, but he keep on coming up short. So we're going to see that in the upcoming match. But I think they're going to cool down between Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, and then pick it right back up towards WrestleMania season.
Okay. All right, bro. Well, thank you so much for your comments. We'll see you around.
All right.
All right, brother. All right. All right. Anybody else want to if you want to share
you are more than welcome to do so. I'm gonna take maybe about 1 more or 2 calls, and then at around by 11 o'clock, then I'll we'll do Trash of the Week with my co-host, Mr. C. Dog Collins. And yes, if you guys want to follow us, you can follow us either on Instagram, #HeelsForLife Wrestling Podcast, or you can follow us on YouTube at #HeelsForLife Wrestling Podcast, or you can follow us in our wrestling group, Wrestling Commentary Central, here on Facebook. Ask to join. Let me see. Okay. So, Mr. said that in the NXT UK, don't mess with dudes who cross their hands on the front or in the back. They're not playing coffee. Hook me as a fan. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right, let me see. Well, I think I got another caller. Let's see. All right, so we're going to get Julian in here. And
once again, everybody, I'm sorry. I'm butchering. I'm not really good with people's names. I'm so sorry. I apologize. All right, Julian, what is up? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much, not too much. So, what's on your mind this evening?
I want to talk about where do you see Finn Balor in this whole situation, and where do you see it going? Because what I was kind of thinking is he doesn't have to win at the Royal Rumble, and if he was to lose, they could give him another opportunity in February at the Elimination Chamber. So do you think,
Fastlane.
Right, or Fastlane. So do you think it would be a good idea would it make it more epic if they did the Elimination Chamber or Fastlane, or
well, I don't know how to really answer this question because here's the thing. They're pushing Finn for all the wrong reasons. They're pushing them because there's another company, and if wrestling fans have an issue with what I'm saying, That's fine. We can debate about it. But let's talk about from the time he came back from injury to now. What has Finn Balor been doing? Absolutely nothing. This man has not gotten a title shot. He probably got a title shot from Roman Reigns, but that was trash. Now he's getting now they're saying that Brock Lesnar actually endorsed Finn Balor of getting a title shot because they said that Brock Lesnar is good with small wrestlers. And that might be true because he had a great match with Daniel Bryan. He had a great match with AJ Styles. It seems like all his great matches actually come from small wrestlers. Now, do I see him winning the Universal Championship? There's a possibility that might happen because I also heard rumors that he's supposed to be like getting this massive push. Now, I don't know if this massive push involves the Universal Championship, but, you know, Finn Balor, you know, they need that, like I said before, they need a supporting cast. And right now, they don't have a supporting cast on either show, on SmackDown or on Raw. Because if you really look like, okay, so who do you have? I mean, you have Finn. I mean, you got Finn. You have Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is like literally all over the place. Then you have Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is like, he reminds me of Shawn Michaels in the 90s. It's like he's hot, he's cold, he's hot, he's cold, he's hot, he's cold. And it's like with Finn Balor literally got pushed out of nowhere. So I really can't really answer that question. I want the fan in me is telling you that I want him to win. He needs to win because I think that he hasn't really proved himself to be a great Universal Champion. He was the first Universal Champion for 24 hours, and then the next thing we know, he gets injured, and that was it. So I would say probably no. I don't think they're going to give it to him. I think what they're going to do is they're going to give it to Seth Rollins, which I think is a mistake, to be really honest with you, because Seth might be good, but at the same time, like, I don't know, that whole thing about what he did on Twitter kind of really rubbed me the wrong way. So, and he's liable to do it again because he reminds me of a Randy Orton. Like, they don't realize what they say on social media until the shit actually happens. Right. Until they get like that negative feedback from fans and shit. So I don't know. That's just my take.
My other thing was I know you probably saw it, but the rumors about Dolph Ziggler. Do you think that's because I'm not, for me right now, I'm not buying it right now because we see Dolph Ziggler talking about, he leaving the company, he throwing in his resignation and all that other stuff. We've played this before, so if he does somehow tell WWE, hey, I want to wrap this thing up, I don't want to continue no more. Do you feel like AEW would be a good potential spot for him? I mean, in my estimation, I think it'd be a good deal for him. In the long future run, I don't know. That's hard to say because can you building, can you keep his momentum, his status, and all that going? So that's gonna be
and I totally feel you on that. Now going back to Chase's question, he said why did it rub you the wrong way? So if you read on Twitter, I think this was like maybe about 3 weeks ago. Seth Rollins basically he was basically supporting a racist comedian that basically his material got leaked online, and he said basically that his jokes, his material is really funny, the past and the present, and he was making fun of the Florida shooting that happened in Parkland, and Sab basically said that shit was funny, and I don't think there was nothing comical about kids being shot in high schools. And like I said, ever since I seen that, it really rubbed me the wrong way. So that's why I'm not really too fond of Seth Rollins right now. Don't get me wrong. Like Seth Rollins is a really good, he's a great worker. Don't get me wrong. At first he was sloppy as shit, as you can see. He was up there with Brie Bella, bot shitty like a motherfucker. So you know what I'm saying? But it's just that comment just didn't really rub me it just rubbed me the wrong way, basically. Huh?
Oh no, go ahead.
No, it's just I didn't really care for that too much. And Eric, I'm not going to really get into this right now because first of all, like I said, this is not the time or place. I'm answering Chase's question. Like I said, I don't agree with people making fun of kids being shot. So whether he's a racist or if you feel that if that shit is funny, then you need to get the fuck off my page because I'm serious. I'm not going to go back and forth with this shit. The shit was bogus as shit. And if you think that shit was hilarious or funny, it's not. And Sab should have never ever said, he should have kept that shit to himself. He knew that shit was a controversial it was a controversial subject. And yet you want to say, oh, well, I support him. I think this shit was funny. I don't think this shit was not funny. It wasn't funny at all. So that's how I feel. I'm not trying to snap on you, bro, but I'm just, that's how I feel.
And one more thing about this. I wanted to talk about this Naomi and Mandy Rose situation.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we see that going? Because
absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere, bro. It's just like I said, you need to learn to stick with either PG or TV-14. You can't do both.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So. All right, bro. Well, thank you so much for your insight, your comments, and we'll see you around, okay?
All right, no problem.
All right, bro. See you later. All right, everybody. So that concludes our fan reaction. And Eric, like I said, you are a very cool dude. Me and you have had. I can't tolerate that, bro. That's no. I can't deal with that. So I was not trying to come at you disrespectful, but at the same time, that's just how I feel on that subject. Now everybody's getting on air. Don't no. We don't got time for the bullying shit. It just Chase. I'll talk to you after the show, bro. I got you, bro. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. Now other people might have comments about that, but like I said, when it comes to that, them, supporting that type of people and then, putting it on airspace. And on top of that, you are literally being considered being the face of the WWE, which is one of the top companies around the world, one of the top wrestling companies in the world. And yet you're going to put some shit like that out there that will rub fans the wrong way. I'm not one of them snowflake fans that sit back and just bitch about everything. No, it's just some things I cannot tolerate, and that's one of them. I'm not one. Let's go on to Trash of the Week. Matt, send me a request, please, so we can go ahead and do this. Because as a matter of fact, while we sitting back and we're talking about wrestling fans, that's something that we're going to talk about on our next segment. Okay. Let me see. So while we wait for Matt, everybody, thank you so much for coming on. We do appreciate you watching the show. I hope you guys are having a great time. If you have any comments, concerns, if you want to talk after the show, you are more than welcome to come in my inbox and you can discuss this with me or like whatever you want to discuss. And like I said, I'm an open book, so hey, I'm real cool. So let me bring on Matt real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead. We trash. of the week. Hopefully this works. Oh no, I should not even know. Man, please do not curse the podcast, please. Thank you. Appreciate you. What's up, Matt? How you doing?
What's going on?
Not too much, not too much. And I'm, you know, and I know I've been butchering names like all night. I get it, totally get it.
I mean, it wasn't just you. It wasn't just you. And I mean, I understood. I understood. I was more so talking about the guy in the comments saying talking about and drop their almonds. I'm like, dude, please just stop. Shut the fuck up and stop.
Stop. I you know what? Honestly, I really deserve trash of the week. But you know, look here, I'm a black man. But it doesn't have anything to do with my skin complexion. But I'm just like I said, I am terrible with names. But whatever. Okay, so everybody, so if this is your first time actually seeing trash of the week, this is how it goes. We nominate who did some dumbass shit in a past week. So like in between like tonight all the way to our next podcast, we look for anything on social media, anything on TV. It goes outside the WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor. It does not matter. If we see the shit is stupid, you will be nominated for trash of the week. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to give you our trash of the week champions. Drum roll, please. It's not coming on. See, this is the shit that I hate on live television. Hold on one second. This shit pisses me off. Yeah, okay, so connect. So, okay, let's hear some music. Can I get a drum roll, please? So you motherfuckers still not gonna give me a damn drum roll. Okay, I got it. Okay. All right, so you might gonna give me a drum roll. Okay, drum roll, please. Motherfuckers. All right, so trash of the week goes to wrestling fans, snowflake wrestling fans. This is not racist whatsoever. When I say snowflake, people think I'm automatically talking about white people. I am not. I'm talking about snowflake fans that's automatically always offended about something. No matter how little, no matter how small it is, they always got to find something that they offended about. Okay? So when I say that, let's talk about what happened this past Monday. I didn't really elaborate because I wanted to wait until now to talk about the shit. See, this is what pisses me off. Some of you fans are fickle. I'm going to say that shit again. Some of you fans are fickle. Fickled. You always got to complain about something. Whether if it's WWE television, and when I say I complain about WWE television, it is actually facts. It's not fiction, it is facts. But to complain about a woman that was like at least her titties was right here, right? She had them covered up like this, everybody. Then you had grown-ass men, you had soccer moms, you had housewives that all they know how to do is bake cookies, sat back on social media and like literally was bitching about Alessa Bliss, saying that she shouldn't carry herself like that. She shouldn't let the WWE put her out there like that. So you telling me that you are willing to see women on rap videos shaking their asses, but then when it comes to WWE television, I'm highly offended Highly offended. Like, you the same motherfuckers that sit back and say that you want change in the company. You want them to be edgy. You want them to be sexy. But as soon as you see something sexy on television, you motherfuckers are offended. So then let's go to SmackDown. Mandy Rose was even more seductive than Alessa Bliss. At least Alessa Bliss was covered up, but did you motherfuckers talk about that shit? No, not at all. Y'all just like, oh, I'm gonna pick and choose my battles. I said, oh, you got one that was covered up, and then you got one that looked like that she was getting ready for a Halloween party. So I'm like trying to figure out like what the fuck, what's really good. So that's why I said, dang, that is the shit that I just dislike about wrestling fans. They are fickle, they are confused. One of them had the audacity to say that that right now it is great to be a wrestling fan, especially when Roman Reigns was endorsed by The Rock at the Royal Rumble in Philly a couple of years ago. They said it was great to be a wrestling fan around that time. This man got booed. You gonna sit up here gonna say that was a great time to be a wrestling fan? That was a bad time because that's around the time. I mean, even Rock is one of the greatest stars in the WWE, and yet this man got booed. So all I'm gonna say is this, and now I'm gonna hand it over to Matt because I'm tired of talking about this shit. Stop coming on social media, bitching and moaning. If you don't want to see sexy television on WWE television, then shut the fuck up and turn the television. That's all you have to do. It's not that hard. I do not want to see grown-ass people that's almost around my age, 40-year-old virgins that never seen titties or a covered up woman on national television ever in life, and then want to take the time to waste my time and my blackness to see your shit across my screen talking about I feel so offended. I can't believe that this shit is happening. This shouldn't be happening at all. You should have some damn decency. This is my thing that I'm going to say to you guys and gals. Hashtag get laid. I'm done. Oh, I'm done. Oh, you can go, bro. I'm done. I just had a moment of silence because I just feel like I just dropped a pipe bomb.
In my head, the snowflakes were crying. In my head, the snowflakes were crying. They were getting all bent out of shape. They were boo-hooing in their mom's aprons. They were, butthurt among the masses. Please understand, y'all wouldn't have survived in the Attitude Era. You wouldn't have. No. You wouldn't have survived.
No, they wouldn't.
Because back then, bra and panty matches. You had women mud wrestling. You had women wrestling in oil or whatever, and I mean it. You had a lot.
That shit will make a man straight. If I was,
you had wardrobe. You had wardrobe malfunctions. You had women with their nipples taped over. I mean, you had a lot of shit that these snowflakes nowadays just wouldn't have survived. They wouldn't have survived. They'd be looking like Fred Sanford on an episode of Sanford and Son. I'm coming home, Elizabeth. This is the big one.
Looking at
basically. So do this. If it's bothering you that bad, if it's bothering you that badly, it's okay. Go ahead and bury your head in the sand. Go ahead and hide under your mama's apron. You know, all that shit. And I mean, speaking of WWE fans, and I don't know if some of y'all saw the post that I screenshotted and posted in the WCC group. Everybody knows that here recently, Lars Sullivan has been getting a lot of hype. A lot. Like the past few months, we've been getting a lot of Lars Sullivan promo videos. And to be quite honest, it's where that it's where that if that were me, I don't blame him for having the anxiety issues that he's been having, because they're putting a lot of pressure on him. A lot of pressure, because that's what Vince does. Vince likes the big guys and everything. You know, he likes to push those big guys.
So bro, let me ask you this. So, so do you think that he's one of them wrestlers that just not ready for the main roster?
I don't think he is, honestly. I think because he was doing so well on NXT, because I don't even think he got the NXT championship. I don't think.
No,
I don't think he did.
Never. I mean, he fought against what's that, Aleister Black, but he never won it. Yeah, he never won it.
So this fan, you know, had a few comments about them doing more Lars promo videos, and they were saying yucko and ew and all this other junk.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just drama. All he is drama. So I was like, look, lady, the man is suffering from anxiety attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you show a little bit of compassion, or you can do the same thing that you told Becky Lynch, because she did this post about Becky Lynch needing to shut up, and her gimmick is old, and we're just tired of hearing it and all this other stuff. So I sat here and told her, it's like, how about you do the same thing you told Becky? And then I posted a GIF of The Rock saying, know your role and shut your mouth.
Wow. See, this is the shit that I keep talking about with snowflake wrestling fans. So highly offended. And you know what, man? I'm not going to lie to you. I think Rock did say that shit. I think he did say that comment. The reason why he's not going to admit to it is because of his stature, of his popularity, because he knows that he has a lot of fans that are very offended. He said he's not talking about the millennials, but I mean, because that's the same shit that Rock would say, like that raw shit. Like when something really offends him, he would say something like that. But he said he didn't say it. But I don't understand why fans always got to come out their mouth and just like say the most dumbest hypocritical shit, and then when you blast them about it, when you put them in their place about it, then they want to, you know, blast you and be trolls and shit. And that's why I say I don't really understand that. Like at the end of the day, we all supposed to love wrestling, but at the same time, I need you to stand on your own 2 feet. If you feel that this is how you feel about the wrestling business, I mean, that's just how you feel. But don't sit back and then be two-facing this shit and say, oh, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. But then at the same time, and then you be like, oh, yeah, I like that shit. Yeah. That's fickle.
No, this is this kind of stems from some of them fans that don't want to put Chris Jericho in that conversation, in that GOAT conversation.
I have nothing else to say for the rest of the evening.
But hey, you know what? It's funny. I was this is how, and if some of y'all don't understand how this podcast works, every now and then me and Chris have these rants, and the last rant I had on the telephone conference, if you ain't heard it yet, you need to do yourself a service and go on YouTube and check that out. It was episode 62. But anyways, it's funny because it's where that while there were some people that were kind of upset because we went from Facebook Live, which was giving us issues, and we did the telephone conference, which that helps us out when we're doing multiple guests. That helps us out. But now we're back on Facebook Live, and honestly, I kid you not, I was standing at the bus stop today, and I was literally going through my head. I was going through my mind, and I was basically picturing how we would present ourselves as coming back to Facebook Live. Take this little trip with me. Picture, if you will.
Okay. Hold on.
Picture, if you will. All right.
Right.
So everybody in Facebook Live land, and those that will see it on YouTube later when Chris posts it, this is what I want you to do. I want you to visualize. You visualize the Titanatron. You visualize top of the ramp. You visualize me and Chris walking down that ramp, and then we set foot in that hashtag Heels for Life hosting ring. You got that visualized? The hashtag Heels for Life hosting ring, that's basically Facebook Live. Because that's basically how y'all saw it. Y'all basically saw it as being able to see me and Chris be ourselves. You're able to see our facial reactions. You're able to see how we react to each and every one of your comments. So after Chris would say his spiel about how it's great to be back on Facebook Live and how he's glad that he's able to reach out to everybody and give everybody his opinion on everything, then it would be my turn. And I would feel like that in order to do Chris justice, in order to do myself justice, in order to do hashtag Heels for Life justice, I would actually have to channel a great man. I would have to channel this great entertainer. I would have to channel the most electrifying man in all entertainment to give y'all a proper introduction of hashtag Heels for Life. And this is how it would go. Finally, after all the tears, after all the crying, after all the moping and being depressive and basically feeling like y'all can never see hashtag Heels for Life again, finally, we have returned to you, the fans, the hundreds, the tens, the thousands that we reach across Facebook Live, across YouTube. Finally, hashtag Heels for Life has returned to Facebook Live.
Damn, I smell that. Damn, smell that shit.
You see, right now, Chris Dilworth can feel it. He can feel that electricity. He can feel the tens. He can feel the hundreds. He can feel the thousands of #HeelsForLife fans sending every bit of their energy to him. He can feel it. He can feel it from the top of his head to the soles of his feet, back to his sugary nipples. He can feel that electricity. Yeah, I said that. And all this is going through my head. All this. And that same look, after I said that, that's the same look Chris gave me. He's like, really?
Did he say my sugary nipples?
That's what you just said to me?
Did he just really?
That's the same thing. Yes, I said it.
See,
that's right. That's what I said, Chris.
This is what's wrong with black people these days. People with no extensions in their hair. Okay, these are the people. Instead of like keeping my nickname on the low, they want to put it out there because it's sexy. I get it. I totally get it. But this is the wrong podcast for you to say my sugary. I don't even want to say this shit.
He's about to say it himself.
I do not want to say
but the
shit.
fact of the matter is, for now, we are back on Facebook Live, and we are glad that Facebook Live has not given us any issues. Thank you, Facebook Live. Finally, you pulled your head out of your ass and realized.
Thank you, Facebook, because we got tired of all the bad buzz that was coming on your servers, knocking us off and shit. So I'm glad that you motherfuckers in California fix your punk-ass servers so we can have a decent show without being kicked off and having a part 1 and a part 2. We can just have a part 1 and just be done with that 11:30. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I was talking to myself. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. But as I was saying, as you can tell, we're back. We're having fun. We're butchering names. We're making fun of fans. We're watching the snowflakes cry in their mama's aprons. But the fact of the matter is this. Y'all have traveled down your Sprint highways. You've traveled down your Verizon interstates. You've traveled down the T-Mobile ramps. You have traveled down your Boost Mobile street. Stopped at the Facebook transfer station. Decided to get out of your cars, walk up to that door and ring the #HeelsForLife doorbell. And as we look to see who wants to come up and actually have fun at the catering suite for once, which everybody's having fun.
Whoa.
And I don't know if anybody else has noticed.
Whoa.
Hang on.
Look here. Look here. I was feeling you. I was feeling you right here.
I was getting there.
Suite. Now here on this podcast, we don't do catering suites here. We're too popular for that shit. Okay? If there's only anything, if I'm going to be eating catering, that is when I'm having a fucking party. I don't eat no damn catering table like some second-rate damn podcast. I don't do that shit. Now, the answer for Chase's question.
We're being televised at the catering suite.
Oh, okay.
Because not everybody can make it up to the presidential suite.
Ooh. I'm about to say, I'm like, oh, Jesus. Don't do that. Don't disrespect us like that. But no, on some real ass shit. Chase asked, how did we start the podcast?
Unlike some people, right? We don't offer Wendy's and McDonald's and Burger King at the catering suite.
Wait a minute. Was that shade to Donald Trump? Whatever. You know what? I'm done with you. But anyway, going to Chase's comment. Did we start this podcast together or a team of people? Actually, Chase, I actually started this podcast by myself. As a matter of fact, this was a podcast that one of my friends, Mr. Roosevelt Robinson, he actually he persuaded me on like doing a podcast, whatever. This was like more so, you know, just like a one-time thing, whatever. But like when I did my first show, it was hot as fuck. And like I was like, oh my God, like I really got a good response from this. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it. Then I did it with one of my friends. His name is Anthony Velvet. He's currently right now, he's an actor right now. He's a upcoming actor. He was one of my co-hosts or whatever, but he had to leave the show because of his because of what he was doing right now. So he comes on every once in a while. I really do appreciate him because he did give me the exposure that I needed to, you know, kind of carry the momentum of the podcast or whatever. So and then the crazy thing is that is how I met Matt. That's how I met Matt. And me and Matt has been doing this for, I think, for about 30 episodes, just about. Yeah, so it's been awesome. It's been really awesome. Like, I've been doing radio since 2011, so I've been doing kind of like off and on or whatever. So it's not easy doing a podcast, especially a wrestling podcast, because you got to make sure that your material is fresh, and you got to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you're not boring the crowd. Now, me, I was sitting back and I was butchering names like motherfuckers. I usually don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll be stumbling over names and shit. But I mean, the way I was butchering names this evening, I'm like, damn, like shit, I gotta look at that podcast again. But no, this is what I love doing, bro. Like, I really do love doing like wrestling shows. Like, the one thing that I try to do is I want to make sure that my audience is having a wonderful time. That's what I like more than anything, and that's what we do for here at #Heels for Life. We want to make this is more so for you guys, to make sure that you guys are having fun, that you guys are being educated, you know, we want to make sure that we are being informative. We don't want to, you know, give you know, alternative facts. You know, we don't like doing that shit. So yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So what happened?
Daniel, I'm gonna say it like this. If you do that, if you do a picture showing Nia Jax equals Fiona from Shrek, I'm telling you. If you do that, if you do it, I really hope you make it on TV, and I hope Nia sees that, because I want to see her reaction. Chase, we do have every other week we have special guests on #Heels for Life. Speaking of which, I suggested to Chris that we start having independent wrestlers on our special guests. We start featuring some of them. And next Thursday, it's not our very first, because Repo, aka Chris Houston, aka the Rhino, he was our first wrestling guest for 2019. Next Thursday, and I really want you guys to tune in, but next Thursday will be my current tag team partner, my current ride or die brother, which together we are the current SCPW tag team champions. Oh, Mr. Breaking News, okay. G-Smooth himself.
All right. You know what? And that's the crazy thing. I have this awesome story about G-Smooth. So I met Gangsta Nation. I met Gangsta Nation back in 2011, and me and G-Smooth, we've been cool. Me, G-Smooth, and E-Dog, we've been friends for a very long time. As a matter of fact, they were tag team champions when I met them. I think it was I think it was in South Carolina. I think either North Carolina or South Carolina. That's how yeah. And they came on one of my shows, and like they would say they was cracking the fuck up, whatever. And like even to this day, like we've been friends for like almost 10 years. And like they are freaking awesome. Yes, I would love to interview G Smooth. And like I say, guys, if you guys have anyone that you want us to interview, please let me know. I mean, I have no problem interviewing anybody. I have no problem with doing that. As a matter of fact, there's a WWE wrestler that's on here. I think he's somewhere on here on Facebook. I think he's one of my friends, whatever. I'm gonna see if I can get him on the podcast because he just did a podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin. As a matter of fact, I think this was like a couple weeks ago, I believe. I forgot what his name was. It's Mike, the garbage somebody. I forgot what his name was, but yeah, he's actually on my Facebook friends list. So yes, I will definitely see if I can reach out to him and get him on the show. So yeah. But yeah, it's been an awesome show. I told you I'm serious. I think the reason why I was a little bit nervous this evening because I didn't know how this shit was gonna turn out. Because I'm serious, like every time we come on here, the shit always like falls off and shit. So I was happy, like I really did calm down. Like I had so much fun with this podcast. Like I'm so happy that you guys were able to have a full podcast without the bullshit, you know. So Matt, did you have anything else that you want to add before we adjourn?
I just like to say, guys, we appreciate all your comments. We appreciate the love that you give us. We appreciate everything that you guys give us because honestly, without you guys, we wouldn't be here. And this is why we keep doing it, because we love interacting with you guys. We love getting your opinions. We love giving you our opinions. And to be quite honest, it's where that this is the type of interaction that we need to start getting around the wrestling community, the positive stuff, to where we can actually debate back and forth. We can crack jokes. We can have a good time. You know, we can sit around and joke and bullshit and everything like that, and not have the snowflake fanboy freakouts. We can actually talk.
Sorry, but that was so hilarious to me. Oh my goodness, it's so freaking hilarious. I gotta use that shit. This shit is hilarious. I'm sorry. Yeah, everybody. But make sure you follow us. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us here on Wrestling Commentator Central. What we're doing is Wrestling Commentator Central right now. We have the contributors of the month, where if you are in the top 3, you will end up on our banner, on the WCC banner. Also, we opened up our new page. It's getting a lot of traffic, a lot of interaction. On Instagram, #HeelsForLife Wrestling Podcast on Instagram.com. Also, like I said, follow us on YouTube at #HeelsForLife Wrestling Podcast on YouTube.com. But yes, we will be back in 2 weeks. We will be having our show on freeconferencehd.com because we gotta have Mr. G Smooth call in or whatever. But yes, we'll be back in 2 weeks on Facebook Live or whatever. We just need we need to because like I said, we wish we could do a 3-way, but unfortunately Facebook doesn't allow that. So
Facebook gonna be having it. Yeah. Facebook gonna be having
it. Exactly. So that's why we're pissed because of that. So until that time, I love you guys. Thank you so much, Matt.
We love you.
Support. You're my right hand man. I love you so much. Until that time, guys, you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Deuces.